What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? Shannon and Shirley here with a new and improved, updated New Year edition
Come on.
of My Marriage is Dope podcast. I am your host, Shannon Austin, and I'm here with my co host, Shirley Austin. What up, boo?
What's up? Big Cheryl in the building.
Big Cheryl. Come on.
I gotta bring Jersey out.
Come on, come on. You crazy. You crazy. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm great. God is good. God is good. I'm great.
What makes him good?
Listen, I'm here. I'm here, sitting here with you.
Come on with me.
God is
Come
using
on here with me.
using me of all people to talk about this of all things.
What's this? What you talking about this?
All relationship stuff.
Relationship.
Relationship
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
Just
How could he
helping
use us?
us. Like we are literally conduits of other people's healing because that is what God chose for us. That's
Wretchedness.
that's just
But
crazy
the
to me.
wretchedness is what
Yeah, exactly.
like my is a surprise for me. Like I know for me personally, I don't deserve to be speaking on behalf of nothing to nobody
Nobody
about
does.
nothing,
Mm.
because when I look at the husband I've been, um, good, bad, or indifferent, it's like just because I've been a husband for almost 30 years don't mean
Mm-hmm.
I got it all figured
Right.
out, And anybody that tells you that they're an expert in marriage,
Because of how long they've been married?
no, just period.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Anybody that tells you they're an expert,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we I don't care if you're a therapist, I don't care if you a coach, I don't care if you're a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You are not an expert in marriage. You are still trying to figure it out.
You're still a student.
You're
You're
still a
still
student,
learning.
man. You're still learning, we're still
You're
growing.
still
And listen,
growing.
all
And
people
we
with
got a
it,
little bit of expertise.
well, all people that have experience and some education, all we can do is pass on what we've
Yeah,
learned.
that's it. Really, that's
It's
it.
not like when I think about an expert, I'm talking about, a doctor, who is operating on a patient. Like, yeah, are we, when we see things, can we diagnose them? Can we
Mhm.
point things
I was
out?
to say
Can we,
our clients would
but
disagree
I
with
just,
you.
that term, man,
Yeah. But
that
yeah,
term, like,
I'm excited to be here.
and people start feeling some type of way when if you don't have a PhD behind your name, if you don't have this or that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
You're so
I'm trying to
funny.
do right. When people
You're
like really try to gauge where you are, where we are,
no,
where
that's
other
right.
couples are, who are just trying to help people.
That's right. I mean, we've had that experience. We've had people be
Come
like,
on,
"Well,
man.
what qualifies you?" Because I mean, yes, we are both certified. He's an executive coach. I have a couple of coaching certifications. He's been a nurse for over 20 years, so he has that degree. I have my master's. I was a licensed social worker master's, but we never lead with those things
No,
because that literally, I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything,
but it
but
doesn't mean
in what
anything.
we do, I will say, and right, because we can't just go and be a dentist, be a doc, be a psychiatrist, all
Right,
that.
right.
But in what we do, does a degree help in the letters? Sure, right? I'm not going to make it small or anything. But there are some people with a degree that can't do what we do.
They cannot.
And they're in the space,
They cannot.
right? And I actually had somebody who inboxed me and she said, I'm a doctorate and what I'm learning from you she said it's blowing my mind.
Mm.
And now she didn't ask me what I had or anything, but I think she knows me, and so she probably put two and two together. And you know, I don't have a doctor's, but anyway, um, yeah. So it's our experience. It is our lived experience. You know, we tell our clients, yeah, you're paying a high ticket price for us, but it's because of the hell that we went through, and we can tell you how to get out of that hell.
And came out of it.
It's
You can go to, you can be in hell,
Yeah,
right?
it's not
And
because of the
experience
degrees.
hell. It's right. What people want to know is, can you help me not feel like I'm going crazy?
Yes.
Can you help me feel like I'm not losing my mind?
I'm not
I'm
alone.
not alone.
Something's not wrong with me.
Right. All of those
Oh,
things.
yes.
And then we take it a step further, because of our focus on extreme accountability,
Mm-hmm.
we let people know it doesn't make them feel good,
Mm-hmm.
but for all intents and purposes, you the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You the problem. So listen,
And
at any point, if you guys listen, I know that you might be, catching this on Instagram right
mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on over to YouTube, My Marriage is Dope podcast. Come
Mm-hmm.
on over, subscribe, like and comment, and we just want to have a
Yes.
conversation.
Hassan said, y'all worth every dollar.
Nah,
Blessings, brother.
come on,
Blessings.
man. Come on.
Somebody on Instagram said, if you haven't gone through what I've gone through, and that, let me tell you something, that is
Hmm.
so key, because
Hmm.
you can have a degree, but if I'm talking to you and there's judgment there and you're asking me questions that lean towards not understanding
Hmm.
why I'm in the space that I'm in,
Hmm.
your degree don't mean jack.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I like people, especially this generation, they want to know you
Hmm.
done been through something.
Right.
You
Yeah.
done seen some stuff.
Yeah.
You done been in the gutter.
Yeah.
You've seen the darkest of the dark.
Mm.
They want to know that.
They want to know it.
And
They want to know it,
if
and
y'all know
not
your
because
story, you already know.
they voyeurs. They
Right.
just want to. It's social proof.
It's right.
It's do you have what it takes to help me get through what I'm going
That's
through?
that's it. That's it. And so, one of the things that made us come on today is just in our coaching practice, starting early on, it wasn't a coaching practice. It literally was a passion project. And we thought love was enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, they just need to love each other better and love each other more. And as we started having conversations with people, we realized, okay, we say love each other better, love each other more, then what? Because people are saying, I love them,
Mm-hmm.
but I can no longer move forward with them. I can no longer be in this marriage. I can no longer be in this relationship. So,
Nobody, I don't think
mhm,
anybody ever got a divorce because they
because
didn't love the person.
I'm telling you, the stats are low, 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 low for
I,
that.
I
That
don't
is
know.
not why. That's
That's
why
not why people
if
get divorced.
anybody tells you love is enough, that is not the truth. And it can cause guilt and shame on people because they're saying, well, I love my spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not loving them enough?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
it's like love is the fuel of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the engine. It's just like having a car, the body of a car,
Mm-hmm.
this beautiful, amazing body, you go to start it up.
And there's no
It's
fuel.
no engine.
It's no engine.
It's no engine in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's no fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it ain't going nowhere.
Either way, it is
And
not
then
going nowhere.
you can have that metal bucket of fuel, and you can have an engine, the most powerful 800 horsepower, all the works, and you don't have the body.
Mm.
You ain't going nowhere.
Mm.
Love is not enough. And so
Mm-hmm.
we, from our POV and what we've learned throughout the years and in coaching our clients, not one client has ever said love is enough. All the conferences that we've been a part of, talking to people, they've never said love is enough. Thanks, coach. It hadn't happened.
Hey, listen,
So we want to share with you what it does take.
Tina Turner wrote a song about it. She said, "What's love got to do
What's
it?"
love got to do with
It's
it?
a sweet old fashioned notion. Like,
What's
and
love got
look,
to do it?
like framing it like we have to frame love the way to understand it. We got to frame love in the way society frames love.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were teenagers and we had them ooey gooey feelings all inside, and we thought we were in love, not you and I, because we didn't know each other. You were a baby when I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but you understand what I'm saying? When you were a teenager, when I was a teenager,
Right.
and you had your first love,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There were, and you said, "I love you,"
Mm-hmm.
and you had all of these feelings inside, and all of this stuff, and that didn't get you but so far.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is in Western culture, because there's only one word for love,
Mm-hmm.
when you say I love you, it could mean a plethora of things.
Mm-hmm.
I said plethora. Did you hear that? Does
Plethora.
that help me give me credentials?
Because you're saying big words.
Yeah.
Keep talking to me.
I want, I want my credentials, right? Because I don't know. There's some people out there that don't think credentials, like maybe the big words is what makes you. But anyway, all right.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So here we have this one word, love,
Kia, hey Kia.
and we use it in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody says love is enough, my question then is, well, what you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I think
it could mean so many different things. So
okay.
let me keep
Go ahead.
unpacking, right?
Go ahead. Unpack.
So of course, in we're Christians
Mm-hmm.
and we believe in what the Bible has to say about life
Mm-hmm.
and interaction and marriage
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. And the Bible speaks very plainly about love. Like
Yes.
there is no. Sometimes when you look at Webster's definition, it's
Mm-hmm.
really not a clear cut
Mm-hmm.
like giving you like it's so vague and ethereal as a definition,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Bible uh breaks down or at least uses the word love in three different ways at least,
Mm-hmm.
and there's four different ways that it could be used.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we understand the original language that is being used,
Mm-hmm.
then we understand what the love is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first love you have is agape love,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is the love that God has for us. It's that godly love. It's that
Mm-hmm.
uh um no matter what, I'm going to I'm going to deal with you in this manner
Mm-hmm.
because I
I
love
love
you,
you.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, we'll discuss a little later on how First Corinthians 13 expresses that love,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then you have filial love, which is a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
It's brotherly. That's where we get the name Philadelphia, where I'm from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Filio is that brotherly love, that friendship love,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you have eros. Eros is about passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's about
Right.
it has been used in actual terms,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that it's used to express what grown folks do with each other, right?
Right.
So the word eros. And then you have one more. It's not used much in the Bible, if at all, but you have storage,
Mm-hmm.
which is a familiar, your family kind of love, right? So you have these
You're so
four love.
smart.
Ah, does that's
So
all the
smart.
credentials I need. That's them all the credentials I need. I don't need no PhD. Them all the credentials I need. I'm gonna stop poking the bear, but anyway. So you have these four loves. So oftentimes, because we only have that one word love in the English language,
Mm-hmm.
you got a young kid, 16, 17, 18 years old, that is saying, I love you to a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
little boy saying it to a little girl, or not little, but teenager,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But what he's saying, I love you. And she hears, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's saying is, I
I eros
eros you.
you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
I might also filio you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I want to have this passion between us. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have this connection physically with you.
Mm-hmm.
I like you a lot. I like being around you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't love you unconditionally,
Right. Right.
right? And so we got to be able to, in the English language, be able to understand what's being
What's
said
mm-hmm.
when someone is saying I love
And
you.
what we need to say. Like what do we really mean when we say I love you? And I think when people say love is enough, you know, they're love is all encompassing when you read the word.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So all the things is in there. Love is patient and love is kind and all of that. But how we approach things is so technically, do you want to say love is enough? You could, but when you want to bring healing to people, when you want to bring understanding to people, we want you to understand what does it take? Because your question isn't, is love enough when you're in the middle of separating or about to get a divorce, or you're tired of this person and you don't know what to do and you're at your wits end. Y'all aren't talking at all about love. That's very rare. You're talking about the pain that is happening,
Mm,
right? Because love is not has love is not healing the bleeding that you're doing on somebody or that somebody's doing on you
that's good.
because they have unaddressed wounds. Love ain't got nothing to do with that. Now we have to get to work. What does that work look like for this pain to stop? For my behavior to be checked and to reframe my mindset. Ronnie Vanderhorst said the root of all maladjustment is in the
The
mind,
thought process.
right? And so when we look at the challenges that we are facing in your relationship, it's not because you don't love a person 9 times out of 10. You know if you do or not. But just from our experience and the work that we do, people aren't coming to us because they're not loving. They're tired. They're tired. They are exhausted. And so just understanding, like you said, understanding, okay, well, what if love is not enough, what is enough?
Mm, mm. But here's something that is that my mind is going to.
Hmm.
In addition to once you understand all the loves, right?
Hmm.
Like God has all of those three main ones:
Hmm.
agape, eros, and filio. He has all those loves towards us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Greater love hath no man than he laid down his life for another. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
Hmm.
That is God saying, no matter what, I'm going to love you.
Hmm.
That's that unconditional love.
Well,
Um, um, what does it say? God is a friend that sticks closer
closer
than
than
a
a
brother.
brother. Hmm.
That's filial love.
Right.
And then when he says, you shall not have no other gods before me because I am a jealous God.
Hmm.
That's passion.
That's
God
passion.
is passionate about us. And this is what people don't understand about marriage.
Hmm.
You have to have all
All
three
three. Hmm.
to have a marriage.
Hmm.
You have to have agape, you have to have filio, and you have to have eros.
Hmm.
If you take any one of them out,
Hmm.
you don't have a marriage.
I won't say you don't have a marriage. You have a marriage, but it does
It's
affect your
legal.
it does affect your marriage, and you feel the void of something. Like Darrell said it. These different forms of love should all be applied to a marriage. Absolutely. And when one is
Oh, he's
absent,
asking that. They're asking that. They're not saying that.
oh yes, 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 they should. And like Shannon said, if one is not there, you're going to feel it.
Mhm.
When you look at the challenges that you have, you can directly correlate it to one of these loves being absent.
Well, this is what I mean. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
When I say you don't have a marriage,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is if you take just agape and you take out eros and filio,
Mm-hmm.
All you have is a church member.
Mhm.
You got someone who is going to be there for you. Um, Maybe not even that, because there's very few church people that have agape love. They say they love the world and they want to serve God and all that, but they use that term lightly.
Right.
But you
You
get my
you feel
point.
the void.
You
The
get my
void
point,
is
right?
there.
So if
Yes.
you take
Mhm.
agape out and you take filio out, all you have is passion.
Right.
And passion doesn't get you anywhere.
It does not. It's not sustainable.
If you take
Hmm.
eros out and you take agape out,
Mm.
all you have is a homegirl or homeboy,
Yep.
a buddy or friend that you can hang out with,
Yep.
that y'all like each other, y'all get along well, you're in a nice friend group, but other than that, beyond that,
Hmm.
it's fruitless.
Right.
So you have to have all three.
Yes. It is. It
They
is.
have to be present.
Mm.
And here's the crazy part, they have to be present and equal.
Mm. And equal.
And equal. You can't fall off, but here is how they can be equal.
Hmm.
You want to know how they can be
I
equal?
do.
Tell them.
You tell
Ask
me.
me. Ask me.
How can they be equal,
There
baby?
you go. I'm gonna tell you. I'm glad you
Thank
asked.
you.
Right? They can be equal because all three are a choice.
Hmm.
All
Yes.
three are a choice.
Hmm.
People want love to be associated with what I feel inside.
Right. And yeah.
That has nothing to do
Yeah.
with what love is. Love is a
It
choice.
is a
And
choice.
all three of those, you can choose to be somebody's friend and have brotherly love towards someone. You can literally choose to have passion. Now, passion and chemistry are two different things.
Hmm. That's good. Hmm.
You can have passion and not
Not
have
have
chemistry.
chemistry. Yeah. Yeah.
You can have chemistry and not have passion.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that has to be present. And then agape almost speaks for itself. That is definitely a choice, because sometimes you don't feel like being a particular way with someone, or accepting them, or quote unquote being patient with them, being kind with them, being quote unquote loving.
Hmm.
You don't feel like it, but you do it
Yeah.
because that's something that you've decided on the inside.
Hmm.
This is how I'm going to show up to the world.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, you gotta those. If you don't understand those concepts, it's very, very hard to even come close to saying love is enough.
Hmm. Hmm.
But beyond that, you can have all the love in the world
Hmm.
and don't have the want to, and
Hmm.
your relationship
Your
is not going to work.
relationship is not going to work because love doesn't create
Want to.
effective communication. Love
Mm-mm.
doesn't create emotional safety.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These are skills.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is a skill.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn, how do I communicate with my spouse? How does my spouse need me to communicate?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy because it's not even being an effective communicator. I remember when we had a couple years ago, over 10 years ago, and they came to us, and one of their issues was communication, which every couple that goes to a therapist, 9 times out of 10, they say communication, but once you pull back the layers, it's so much deeper than
Mm-hmm.
communication.
Mm-hmm.
And so once we were talking to them, and they are such effective communicators,
I remember. I
and
remember.
it clicked for us. Communication is not your issue. And you
Mm-hmm.
said, you were like, y'all are two amazing communicators.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is not your issue.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have to say, okay, well, if communication is not my issue, then what is it? It's how are we communicating
Mm-hmm.
with each other, to each other, towards each other,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're having what you believe are communication issues with your spouse, now and you may say, I'm a powerful communicator. I'm an effective communicator. Everybody else understands me. Well, you're not communicating the way your spouse needs you to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So pause and be like, okay, how does she or he receive communication?
Mm.
What does that look like for them? And if it's there's a block there and you can't come up with the answer, what's the next best thing to do?
Mm-hmm.
You go to your spouse. Y'all are making relationships so difficult because you the effective communicator won't actually communicate the proper things.
Mm.
Ask the question, why are we not asking our spouses what they need and then giving them what they need?
And then giving them what they
So
need.
this
That's crazy.
conflict around communication, it's really about being unwilling to meet the need.
Mm.
You being unwilling to do the work to communicate how they are asking you and need you to communicate. So your problem isn't communication, just flat out communication. We can't talk to each other, right? When we talk about emotional safety, love is not going to cause me to want to be with you when you are not willing to take accountability,
Mm-hmm.
when you are disrespectful, when you're not a person who keeps your word,
Mm. Mm.
right? So this is emotional safety.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now look at your relationship and say, man, is my spouse emotionally safe with me? More importantly, ask your spouse. Like, this is a question, this is a conversation starter. Babe, how can I be more emotionally safe for you? Do you feel emotionally safe with me?
Mm.
When was the last time you asked when was the last time you asked your spouse that?
Mm.
I can almost guarantee you have not asked your spouse that because many of you don't want to hear the answers because you already know the answers.
Well, many of them don't even know to ask the question.
No, yeah,
You're so caught up in your life, in your career, in your feelings, in how you're not being taken care of, how you're not, how someone is not treating you a particular kind of way, that you cannot even muster empathy, the empathy that's needed to just simply understand where your spouse is coming from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? That,
Yeah.
that like I remember the talking about want to.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we was living in Philly, and when I was going to that gym up in Germantown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and Carl was sitting down and we were talking, and he was like, I was ready to bounce, man. I was just like, man, dude, I'm out. I ain't signed up for this. I don't want this. I don't blah blah blah. And he was like, you gotta boom boom boom. And he was just kind of laying it out to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I came to the conclusion that as much as I loved you, I didn't have the want to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do those things.
Yeah.
Even though I knew they were right, even though I knew it might help, even though I knew somehow the want to left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't see in my mind how to muster the want to.
And you know why?
Why? Tell me why.
Because love does not override character gaps. And
Mm,
there were character gaps in me that was affecting you.
mm.
That breaks the fabric of the amazing love
Say
that we
that.
had.
Hold on. Say that one more time. Love. Say that one more time, please.
Love does not override character gaps.
Wow.
And I had character gaps, and it was affecting you to the point where you were
Wow.
like, I don't want to be here.
Mm,
Right. So many times when people want to get a divorce or leave, they're
mm,
not saying, I don't want you. They're saying, I don't want that version of you.
mm,
I love you,
mm.
but I don't love what you're giving me.
I do not love what you're giving me.
And so to not be connected to that,
Mm,
I'll leave.
mm, mm. So I won't have to
Right.
deal with that.
So I won't have to
I'll go ahead and
deal
bounce.
with that.
Mm,
Right. So again, this is why love is not enough, because love is not going to have me sitting there saying, oh, Shannon has cheated on me, but I just love him. And so it's okay.
mm.
It's not going to have you sitting there, oh, Shirley is such a disrespectful wife, but I just love her, so it's okay.
Well,
We love each other. Love is
let's
enough.
let's do this though. Let's frame love, right?
Hmm.
Because how you're describing it sounds so whimsical. It just
Whimsical.
that's another one of them words. I'm working on my PhD, man. Right? So that like cause no, really the tonality that you're using
Hmm.
makes people put you in that romantic, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves,
Hmm.
Sleeping Beauty,
Hmm.
kind of frame of mind. So let's frame it, right?
Okay.
So the frame that I use,
Hmm.
which I have a tattoo of right here, is First Corinthians 13, right? And so I'm just going to read it from the ESV version. I'm going to read it how it's written,
Hmm.
right? First Corinthians 13. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Let's kind of even break this down.
Hmm.
If I pay all the bills
Mm.
and I come home at night
Mm.
and I help contribute with the kids and don't have love, what use am I?
Hmm.
What good is that?
Hmm.
What are those things that I do, right?
Right.
If I speak in the tongues of men and angels and have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. So
Hmm.
I can I can make good love to you.
Hmm.
I can satisfy you sexually. I can or actually I make you laugh, right? I pay all your bills. So and then I give you a little extra to send you out shopping.
Hmm.
But if I don't have love,
Hmm.
none of that means anything, right?
That's why love is enough. That's why
Right. So
that's why love is enough then.
so no. Let's frame it now,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Okay.
If I give away all I have, if I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. So if I sacrifice for you,
Hmm.
if I even go too far as to want to sacrifice my comfort and all of these things,
Hmm.
and I don't have love,
Hmm.
all of that stuff doesn't mean a hill of beans,
Hmm.
right? So then it goes on to say in verse 4, love is patient
Hmm.
and kind.
Hmm.
Love does not envy or boast.
Right.
It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way.
Hmm.
It is not irritable or resentful.
Hmm.
I do not love you, Shirley.
Hmm. I know. I know.
I don't. I don't agape her because she can get on my dang nerves. You hear what I'm telling you?
Last
My
nerve. Last
last
nerve.
absolute nerve. And
Woo.
I get irritable.
Yes, you do.
I get
Yes, you
irritable,
do.
man. I'm like, why are you
I don't
talking?
understand it, y'all.
Why are you? Oh my goodness! And then that sometimes I'm just gonna be honest. Sometimes that irritability leads to resentment.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
It's almost a natural flow. Like
Mm-hmm.
after you stay irritable long
Long
enough,
enough. Right.
you're gonna begin resenting that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just period,
That's true.
flat out, right?
Yep. Yep.
Let's keep reading.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I say? Love is patient, love is
Love
kind.
is. Mm-hmm.
It does not. Okay, it's it's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth.
Mm-hmm.
Love bears all things, believes all things,
Mm-hmm.
hopes all things, endures all things.
Mm-hmm.
Love never ends. Like you saying you love your spouse, but the moment that spouse strings along enough things to irritate you
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and to help you begin to build resentment, you are out,
Yeah.
or you begin to shut off your kindness, your patience. You start to become arrogant to think, oh, I'm better than you in this relationship. So it like, right, let's keep going. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. Listen, your money's going to leave. As for tongues, they will cease. Hey, you're not going to be able to satisfy me for the rest of your life. So we're talking about temporary things. These things that come and go based on the phase of life that you're in, right? It says, for we know in part and we prophesy in part, but when the perfect comes, the partial will pass away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly. This is some poetic type stuff, right? But then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known. Here's the deep part for me. So now, faith, hope, and love abide.
Yeah,
But the greatest of these is love.
Yeah.
Like I can say I have the faith to move mountains. But if I don't love, and this love is to the world, this agape is to the world. This agape is when you're in traffic. This agape is at your job. This agape is when you're in the grocery store. This agape is when your kids are getting on your nerves. This agape, right?
Oh, yes.
This exists in it has to permeate, this particular love has to permeate every aspect of your life as a choice. And then when you add eros and you add filio, you begin to shape the love that a marriage needs. But if you don't have that fundamental, well, I mean, what are we doing?
Marcus, peace, brother. He said, I love the way you both are so unselfishly honest with each other. Thank you. I appreciate that, fam. Then he asked a question, but if you sacrifice all of that, does that mean some form of love is being shown? If you sacrifice, do you understand
I
that?
don't understand that. What you mean,
What do you mean,
Marcus?
Marcus?
When you sacrifice all of what?
All of what?
Does that mean some form of love is being shown? When you sacrifice what? Define that, like quantify that for me. I'm gonna keep using these big words. I like it.
So silly.
It makes me feel like I'm being authentic.
Somebody asked if we could pray for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. We
Yeah.
will absolutely pray for all of you. We will pray for all of you.
Come on, Marcus. I need you to define your question. But if you sacrifice all of that, I love. Oh, he says, "I love the way you both are unselfishly honest with each other." Right?
Yeah.
But if you sacrifice all of that, does that mean some form of love is being shown? I'm trying to understand.
Just need a little bit of clarity on
Just
that.
context for that for us for that. But
At the end of the day, it's the love that gets us together. Love gets us together, but it is not the glue that holds us together. It is the skills that we learn within our marriage. It's the maturity, it's the wisdom, and it's utilizing those tools that helps to keep the love brewing. Right? It's being able to just meet your spouse where they are. And that's just one of, one of the things that I just would want you all to leave with from just listening to us chop it up today is, especially if there's conflict in your marriage, how am I, what part am I playing in this conflict? I say I love my spouse, and we've heard it in church, we've heard it
Excuse me.
forever, that love is an action word, but people just aren't living as if love is an action word. And we want you to live like love is an action word, which means you must then do something.
Mm,
Your spouse, they don't want to hear that you love them. They want you to show it, and you show it by how you treat them, how you talk to them, how you nurture them, how you respect them, all the things. All the things, how you communicate with them, how you open up, how vulnerable you are allowing
mm,
yourself to be.
mhm,
You understand? These are the tools that are needed for you to have a healthy relationship. Now, there are always caveats, man, unfortunately, but there are always caveats. And one of the caveats is you can become all of this and your marriage doesn't survive. But that's because you can't control anybody else but you. It's nothing you can do about your spouse outside of creating an environment for them to feel emotionally safe,
mm,
right? That's your work.
mhm,
But in you doing that, if it doesn't happen, I always tell people you still can't lose. You cannot lose, because when you do the work, you're doing the work for yourself.
mhm,
You're doing the work because you want to become a better human being. And you becoming a better human being, you're becoming a better husband and a better wife. And they are simply benefiting from who you are becoming, your journey with you and God. And so when we talk about this relationship stuff, we're always going to come back to the same place, Shanna and I. And that is, how are you showing up?
mhm,
When, I don't know if you guys know anything about AA, but growing up, I had to go to AA. And one of the first things that you had to do, I mean, you could not go in and tell your story. You couldn't start talking. You could not start asking questions. None of that. The first thing you had to do is say, "Hi, my name is Shirley and I'm an alcoholic."
mm.
Once you did that,
You had to accept
then
responsibility.
you could begin to share, because you had to accept 100% responsibility.
Mm,
You had to say it. They want you to hear you say it. I wasn't an alcoholic, had a family member who was, and my mother would drag me along as we went to the AA support groups. Um, but that's how it was. And that's the same in life, y'all. In your career, if your boss comes and chews you out, and then you try to blame another coworker
mm,
or say, well, they didn't do, your bosses are going to be like, oh, let me go to them. It ain't about to go down like that.
mhm,
You have to take extreme accountability
mhm.
in every area of your life. But when it comes to marriage, man, y'all, it's like
We trying to
we just got a
deflect. We like
bubblegum
boom,
mindset,
boom.
right?
Like
It's just,
it starts. The heat starts coming, and we
it's
start deflecting. Like boom,
crazy.
boom, boom, boom. Like we cannot. But it's uncomfortable. Let's be honest.
Hmm.
When that kind of heat, when the attention is on you in that way, it is hard to deal with. It we grew to that point,
Hmm.
right? But
Hmm.
initially, but no, I did what I did because you did something.
Hmm.
It was very difficult for me to just stop and pause and say, I did this and I shouldn't have done this
Hmm.
and I apologize.
Hmm.
Period. This is what I did. This is how I showed up.
Hmm.
This is what, right?
We,
And
we
now,
put the responsibility. This is key. You got to slow down on that,
mm-hmm,
because this is the problem, a major issue in relationships, and we know that with the work that we do.
mm-hmm,
We put the problem of our poor character on our spouse. Either you a person who's going to pop off or you're not.
mm-hmm,
Period.
mm-hmm,
That's just the bottom line. Either you're a person who you're going to be in control of your emotions, even if somebody is out of control of theirs,
mm,
or you're not. That is a decision that you make.
mm-hmm.
Period.
Period.
Now, do you have to grow to that? Absolutely. That's the work. That's the work. And you being able to say, who is it that I want to be? What does that look like, and how do I get there? And it does not matter who my spouse chooses to be, how they choose to show up. I'm going to be consistent in showing up how I want to show up. Not based on, well, if they do this for me, then I'll do this. If they don't do that, then I don't do that. Oh, if they disrespect me, then I'm going to disrespect them. Oh,
Just doesn't
where
work
has
like
it
that.
gotten you?
Doesn't work like that.
Literally.
Someone asked,
He answered the question.
oh, okay.
Marcus.
Marcus said,
Which is
everything that you said earlier about giving money and pay the bills and helping with the kids. So your question is, does that mean some sort of love is being shown?
Oh, okay.
I mean, that doesn't
Yeah,
mean you can give money and pay bills and help with the kids. That's just fulfilling a responsibility.
mhm.
Marcus, that's all that is. Like, if that's
The-
your responsibility, do you do that because you love your family, or do you do that because it needs to be done?
mhm. And,
Somebody got to do it.
mhm.
Who's supposed to do it?
And this is the thing, Marcus, because what Shannon said is right, and also
Thank you,
yes,
baby.
yes, you're welcome, honey. That does mean that some form of love is being shown, but this is the key. If your spouse, if your wife, Marcus, is saying these are some gaps, does that mean to stop paying the bills, giving money, helping with the kids? No.
No, not at all.
But it means that how they need to be loved, that gap is there. So now you pay the bills, you give a little extra money, you help with the kids, and you fill in that gap. Whatever that means for
but
you.
I want him to not. I
Mhm.
don't want him that. Those things have nothing to do with love.
Mhm.
You can do that for a stranger,
Facts.
right? You
Facts.
can do that for someone that you have no. If it's your responsibility to keep the lights on,
Mhm.
feed everybody, and give out stipends,
Mhm.
listen, it's jobs that's making sure you get paid, that make sure you have a safe place to work, and make sure that you get a break. They
Mhm.
don't love you.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're there to, that's their responsibility
But I
as
don't.
an employer. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't want to diminish that, because when when you take care, when you would take care of the kids, that was a love being shown. Like, I can feel the love in how you take care of the kids.
Well, they're two
When you
different.
when you're paying the bills, you don't ever complain, right? So I know you're doing it in love. Like, there's never been um I don't want to say never, but in our 30 years of marriage, that just hadn't been an issue for us. If you're paying, like, you're taking care of stuff, and you're making sure, babe, what you need. I feel the love from that.
Right, but one doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I
Mhm.
want him to separate
Mhm.
one having anything to do with the other. Because
Okay.
I choose to love you,
Mhm.
I'm not expressing my love by paying the bills. I'm supposed to pay
You're
the
doing
bills,
what you're supposed to do,
right?
right?
But I express my love in ways that, first of all,
Let me ask you this.
you need to see, because
Mhm.
I could pay all the bills, but show you irritability and speak to you,
That's what
right?
I was about to ask you. So is the love in when you're doing those things, how you're doing those
It's
things?
more about how you're doing them,
Okay.
the
Mhm.
spirit at which you're doing them,
Right.
right? Other than just doing them.
Just doing them.
Because
Absolutely.
there's some husbands especially, but spouses that think, oh, because I do this,
Mhm.
I'm showing you I love you.
Mhm.
And the receiving spouse, the opposite spouse, don't feel loved,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, it's interesting. This year we're releasing a book that comes on the heels
Mm.
of Dr. Gary Chapman's work, the five
Five
love
love
languages.
languages. Mhm.
We, because of the coaching that we do, we realized that there were gaps
Mhm.
in his five. His five are amazing.
Amazing. Absolutely.
They're great, but there are some people that, for example, Shirley. One of our, so the title of the book is called The Seven Lost Love Languages, right?
Mhm.
One of it is so very important for Shirley to feel like she's being spiritually led by me, her husband.
Mm-hmm.
I was not doing that for whatever reason. It was uncomfortable. I felt stupid. I felt silly. For whatever reason, I'm not doing it, right? I wasn't doing it. I'm doing a better job now, but I'm still not doing it at the level that she would prefer.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was just like I don't I just felt so uncomfortable. Well, she didn't feel loved. She did not feel, even though in my heart and my mind it was just like, I love her. I want to give her the world. She's saying, I don't want the world. I want you to have worship with me. Thank you for paying the bills,
Mm-hmm.
but pray with me and over me, cover me. So these things that I do that are a part of my responsibility, are they nice? Are they cute? Is it okay? Yes. But for her to feel loved,
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things that I need to do based on what her needs are, not based on what I feel comfortable doing, what I'm willing to do, or what I'm responsible for. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
There's somebody that
So,
says, why is in the comments,
mm-hmm.
why is it that the men oftentimes refuse going to counseling to save their marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why,
Mm-hmm.
Sister Marvelous. One of the reasons why men, this is one of, not just the only,
I
but
got a
one of
couple
the
of them.
main reasons why men do not want to enter into therapeutic environments is because they feel their wife will make excuses. They will not own their ish. They will not own their mess. They will not take extreme accountability for the part that they are playing. So they're feeling like if I go in there, I'm going to be attacked. It's going to be my fault. It's going to be this. Now, it might be. It's not no might. We know that he has played a huge part in where the marriage is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't go into a therapy environment, a coaching environment, um, and say, this is where I'm falling short,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I've contributed to
Mm-hmm.
my marriage being where it is, your husband is not going to want to go.
Yeah, culture has shown that men are the problem, right? I mean, you see it on TV, you watch movies and they have these scenes where couples go into therapy and it's the man that's the problem. We have this happy wife, happy life theme going on in the world and it's dangerous, it's poisonous, and it really is tearing down the fabric of a man's heart,
Mm-hmm.
because the truth is, I mean, it shouldn't be happy wife, happy life. And I do understand that, we may be the, what are we, the temperature, the thermometer, that whole thing, who's the temperature, who's the thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is both of us really need to find joy in what we are experiencing together.
It's happy spouse, happy house,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you say it's happy spouse,
Right?
happy
You know what I'm saying? Like,
house.
not, because once you start isolating a gender
No, yeah,
at
exactly.
the expense of the other spouse,
Yes. Yes.
the other gender, then now somebody's gonna
Somebody,
feel left out.
right? Because now we're talking about what's you're good and you're bad. I don't want to be felt like something's wrong with me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right. You're wrong. I don't want to always be the one that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I go into an environment that supports that type of thinking? And also, the marvelous, the truth also is, coming out the womb, many males are not nurtured in a way where they are taught to nurture their own emotions, to accept and be comfortable in their own emotions and skin. That's why we let our sons cry. We were not the parents who were like, shut up, suck it up right now. Did we do that sometimes? Yes, we did. But holistically, and as I began to get educated about child rearing and how parenting affects children,
Mm-hmm.
I immediately switched. My sons will tell you, and they both emote. We had our one son had a challenge emoting, and God has just opened up his heart, and he's just expressing his emotion. Our other son just naturally just expresses, and they are men. They
Mhm.
are manly men.
Very men
They
men.
will
They're men men.
yes, like all the things,
Mhm.
right? But they are comfortable in their skin. And so just, this is just a sidebar because I'm very passionate about parenting. And I just pray that um as parents, we will stop shutting our children down
Mhm.
from expressing themselves.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if it becomes um like, okay, that's enough, the way you do it
Mhm.
will make all the difference.
Mhm.
That's just important.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Marvelous
Marvelous
also
also said,
says,
oh,
you want to, you can.
oh, she said, this is very good knowledge. However, most men don't get it because it's the wives who are oftentimes going out to seek help, and they are the ones who are hurting. Mm,
Marvelous, if you think you are the only one hurting in your marriage, you got another thing coming, right?
no, she
So,
said they are the ones who are hurting, but the wives are seeking the help.
oh, okay.
That's what she said. They are the ones hurting, but the wives are holistically. Listen, this is just one of those things. I don't think until the end of time that's not going to change. Wives are the ones who are going to go seek the help. And so my thing to you is 9 times out of 10. So my thing to you is, like, don't begrudge that work.
Well, listen, let me say this. Wives, men are seeking the help. They're just not seeking it from therapists.
That's good.
They seeking help.
That's
They
good.
seeking help from that's why the industry of prostitution has been so prolific.
They're seeking it from the wrong places.
They're seeking it from the wrong places, but they
But they
seeking it.
they are crying out.
They are crying out because
That
of the
is the
hurt
truth.
that they are feeling. They are just not going to these traditional places. They crying out to the bottle. They're crying out in work. They're
That's
crying
right.
out in
Mhm.
addictions, all type manner of addictions.
Mhm.
They're crying out in another woman's arms. They're crying out on the basketball court. When
Mhm.
your husband hoop more than he's home,
Mhm.
he crying out
That's it.
probably.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, not to say that they're not passionate hoopers,
Right.
right? But more than likely, if you spending a whole lot of time away, there was a time that I would find anything to do but to come home.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm into cycling. I would go to cycling shops.
Mhm.
I would, whatever I needed to do. And then it was like, okay, I can't justify being out no more.
Mhm.
So I got to come home.
Yeah.
Then I'd come home and sit in the driveway.
Mhm.
So how can you create Miss Marvelous, how can you create an environment
There you
that
go.
makes your husband feel safe enough
Mhm.
to be able to consent to going to get the help that you all need?
And this is the thing. You're going down the lane I was about to go down. Not even to go get the help that you all need, Marvelous. We don't know the dynamics of your marriage. So I'll say perhaps if an environment is created, you won't need to go seek the help. That's the help that was needed, right? Whatever those gaps are, whatever he is feeling and he is experiencing, are you validating his experience through changed behavior? That is super key. Are you validating his experience through changed behavior? Somebody said, somebody said about oh, where did he say? Brick said something about women don't want to go get counseling too. We've been doing this for double digit years, over 20 years, and just our experience and just other people who counsel, who are therapists, they will tell you that it's the great majority of people who start the process, it is women.
Mhm.
So that's,
Anytime I see
but
a man coming to us,
yeah,
I'm like, he's serious.
he's serious,
He's
right? Because
serious.
it's mostly the wives that come. But just humans, your experience, Britt, because I don't want to not validate your experience. Your experience, if you are a male, your experience may be that your wife or someone who you're with did not come. That was just your experience. But holistically, no, women are the ones leading that charge. Um,
Oh no, she said, I mean the husbands are causing the hurt in the homes, but the hurting wives are who are seeking help. This is sad.
oh,
Yeah, I knew what
okay.
I was
I
talking
got you.
about. I
I
knew what
got you.
she
Got
was
you. Got
saying.
you. I got you. I got you.
And yes, so everything that we just said
It still applies
still
because
applies.
if he's causing the hurt, so one or two things
Hurt
that
people
Shannon and
hurt
I said,
people.
right? Hurt always is going to be heard. Hurt needs to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is, if he is hurting, what is hurting him?
Mm,
That is the question that I want you to ask. And I want you to be open that perhaps
mm,
it is something that you are doing or who you are being that's hurting him. Now, two things. Shannon and I will always say this to people. Either you married a bad person, an evil
an
person,
evil
somebody you
person.
just should not have married
An
in the
evil
first
person.
place,
Evil is the key word there.
period. Or you married a good man who is hurting. If you married a good man who is hurting, you are part of the problem.
Mm.
You are part of his hurt. You are the reason for some of his hurt.
Not all of it,
Not all of it,
but some of
some
it.
of it. Right? Something you maybe how you are showing up is triggering something in him. Maybe how you are showing up is not, it don't even have nothing to do with childhood stuff. You are just showing up in a way that you're being dismissive of his heart. You're disrespecting him. You're putting your family before him. You're not being financially responsible. Like whatever. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But you know what it is. So you have to ask yourself, did I marry an evil man or did I marry a good man who is hurting? And so now is hurting me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I mean, um,
You two are so accurate in dissecting the harmful character traits that my ego is insulted, but my soul is in the state of relief. Mm.
mhm.
Man, that ego. Thank you, Hassan. That ego, and that's another reason why people do not seek, like, we hear this from men. Can't nobody tell me what's wrong with me. But it's interesting because you gonna be the first one to take your vehicle to a mechanic. Why can a mechanic tell you what's wrong with your car? Why can't you do the assessment and figure out what's wrong with your car?
Mhm.
Why do you have to go get a plumber to fix your plumbing? Why can't you do it?
Mhm.
It's the exact same thing. You have emotional plumbing issues. Go
Get
to the
help.
go to the one who can help you
Go
unclog.
to the professional.
Like y'all sound so dumb. I'm sorry for real. Like y'all sound so dumb. Can't nobody tell me about me. What, you can't even tell you about you.
Hmm.
Literally, you can't even tell you about you.
Settle down, baby.
That's why you having
Settle
problems,
down. It's all right. It's all
Mr. Petty.
right.
That's why you having problems. You understand? So we have to get out of this mentality of, for men, my brothers, like, I encourage you, go get the help, because you will get the help when it comes to your money. And so what you're saying to your spouse is, my money is more important than my marriage.
Mm.
That's what you're saying.
My body. They'll go work out.
You'll
They'll
go
get a
work out.
trainer. They'll get a trainer. They'll join a gym. My body is more important than my marriage. My body is more important than relationships.
Man,
They'll go shopping for cars and all
all
manner
the
of
things.
physical, material things.
I don't know if y'all realize the
You're
message that
gonna
you are
do what's
sending.
you're gonna do what's important to you.
You're going,
I can
listen,
tell what's important to you by your YouTube, Google search, your chat GPT
and
threads,
where you spending your money.
and where you're spending your money. I can
Hands
tell
down.
you what's important to you.
Yep.
And there's a lot of wives, guys, I got to tell you this. There's a lot of wives that feel like they are not a priority. The family is not a priority. Not because you're not paying the bills, not because you're not coming home, right? That you're supposed to do that. We talked about that earlier. But because you are not willing to invest in this relationship, date nights, conferences, workshops, coaching or therapy, you are not willing to put your money where your mouth is and say, this is a priority to me, and I'm now going to invest in it. Period.
Period. Yep.
So don't think, that, I know Shirley be talking to the brothers a lot, trying to help them out and encourage them and what have you. And I've been a little silent, for various reasons. But I'm about to open my mouth because we are not showing up, men. We are not showing up in a way that is conducive with the words that are coming out of our mouths, with the commitments that we made, with the promises that we said we were going to do this and do this. We looked at if a woman had their daddy in their life, we looked at that man and said, I'm going to take care of your woman, your little girl. I'm going to honor her. I'm going to support her. I'm going to be faithful to her. I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to protect her heart. That's what we said when we stood at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And we lying.
Mm-hmm.
We've lied. When it got tough, when challenges hit, when we were faced with her trauma and her demons and what have you, one of the first things we want to do is run or shut down or separate ourselves. Oh, what I remember, like, God, what did I marry the wrong woman? No, you married the right woman. She's just got issues, just like you. And I brought you into her life to help her with those issues. Period.
Yeah, it's hard for people to really grasp the idea that perhaps we're each other's assignment. We are each other's assignment. Jersey in the building. He said, I work out to look good for my wife. Come on, Brick City. That's what's up. I love it. Kim, ego kills love, but love can kill ego. I love that. So true, Kim. So true.
How Brick City says, how do I get my wife to agree with marriage counseling? You start the process. Brick City, you start the process.
And
You go get the help. And as you begin to transform, your wife is going to ask the question. She's not going to be not aware of what's going on. And she's going to ask the question, well, where is this stuff coming from? How is this? She's not going to be able to ignore the fact that you're changing, that you're growing, that you're improving in areas that are important to her. She's not going to be able to ignore that. And at some point in time, your leadership, one of two things is going to happen, Brick City. She's either going to stay and change or she's going to leave. One of them two things.
and
Because you can't stay
Mhm.
and remain the same. It takes two people to argue. The one person stops arguing and the other person is now you just yelling. Now you look like the fool. So she cannot stay in an environment where change is happening and not change. She's going to have to leave that environment.
And
And the
another
beautiful thing,
thing,
hold on,
oh,
the
go.
beautiful thing about that is if she leaves, I pray that she does in Brick City, but if she leaves, you are going to be just fine. Because the man that you will become when God blesses you to experience love again, it'll absolutely blow your mind. So, one of two people are afraid. I was afraid because I was like, who's going to love me? Who's going to love me after being divorced? Well, you're going to find love. I guarantee it. Or love will find you. Go ahead.
Brick City said he was. I was about to say something, but Brick City said he is actually in counseling and he is nowhere near where he used to be.
I hate it when brothers say that. You know that?
Bro, you keep doing the work.
You
I'm
keep
proud
doing
of
it.
you for going to counseling. I'm
That's
proud of
her.
you.
That's a mama
I'm
talking.
proud of you for not being where you were because that's the work. That's what we tell people to do. That's what Shannon just told you to do.
Right. So here's why I say I hate that.
Okay.
Because I, what that says is this. Listen, I'm going to counseling. I don't hit my wife, punch my wife in the face no more, but I still cuss her out.
Mhm.
So I've grown. I'm not punching her in the
So are
face.
you asking him the
No, no,
questions
no. I'm
that?
not asking him no questions, right? Because I understand the concept of what he's saying.
Mhm.
I'm not the man I used to be.
Mhm.
That's not enough.
Mhm.
If you're flying in a plane and the pilot says, "Well, I crashed before, but I practiced a lot and I'm no longer that pilot that comes to work drunk," are
Mhm.
you going to want to get on that plane? No. Are you free of alcoholism? Or do you have a history of
Mhm.
not crashing planes?
Mhm.
Is it history trackable?
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do the work and all that. No,
Mhm.
I'm not getting on him because he says he's done the work and he's not the man that he used to be.
Mhm.
But not being the person that you used to be oftentimes is not
Not enough.
enough.
Mhm. Mhm.
Period. Stop doing that stuff. Don't do none of it. If it doesn't serve your marriage,
Mhm.
if it doesn't serve the man that you say you want to show up, don't make it a process.
Mhm.
We make stuff a process and then we wonder why people are not really jumping on our bandwagon.
Mhm.
Stop being trifling.
And then, like we just said a few
Period.
minutes back, who did you marry? Like, if you are to be honest about who you married, did you marry somebody who was so, unhealed and just had not done the work that it doesn't matter what you do, this is just who she is. She has no desire whatsoever to change. If that's the case, that's why I said sometimes who you are, who you are becoming, right, does not move the needle, but it does move the needle for you. So you keep doing the work. Omar had said something, you had moved it. I wanted to read what Omar had said. We had missed that comment. Oh, keep going. Keep going. Right there. What did Omar say? And we as men have to create a safe place in ourselves, because what if your partner doesn't change? You have to, oh, okay. Yep. Yep, Omar. That's it.
Right? So this is not to beat the brother up, Brick City. This is not beating you up or nothing. I want you to change how you're thinking and stop making your growth or your change incremental and a process. No, we know your heart might not have changed completely, but your behavior needs to. The heart will follow. You keep doing the work, that's the heart change. But behavior can change right now.
Mhm.
Behavior can change in a moment, at the snap of a finger. That's what the BLM movement was all about. We didn't, even though we wanted our Caucasian brothers and sisters to not want to hit us over the head,
Mhm.
stop hitting us over the head.
Mhm.
Whether it changes in your heart first, stop shooting our boys.
Mhm.
Whether you want to shoot our boys or not, right now is not important.
Mhm.
Right now, stop shooting our boys. Then, as we do the work and we share and we dialogue, then maybe
We want your
through
heart
that work,
posture
that heart posture will
to
change.
change.
But
Yeah.
until then, your behavior definitely needs to change
Mhm.
immediately. That doesn't need to be a process.
Mhm.
Still in the chat. Um,
From what I have learned, they need to feel it, not see it, Brick City.
we're on the crossroads. The chat is jumping, you guys. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
participating and commenting. But listen, all good things must come to an end.
Yes. Ugh. We could keep going for the
We
next.
we could definitely keep going. Listen, this has been the a Marriage Monday edition of My Marriage is Dope podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Shannon Austin.
And I am Shirley Austin.
And we need you to make sure if this has added any value to you at all, we want you to, especially if you're on Instagram right now, we need you to go
Run.
run over to
to
YouTube
YouTube.
and subscribe to the My Marriage is Dope podcast so you can get your notifications on when we are going live with an episode. We will have we will be restarting our series Dining with Shannon and Shirley, where we will have a couple over, cook for them, share a meal, and talk about all things relationships as it relates to them and us. It's not necessarily a coaching session. It's just people sharing, us sharing our hearts and the other couple sharing their heart. So look out
And
for
maybe
that.
we'll have some of you guys.
Maybe you
Hey,
will line up, the stars will align, and you'll be in Atlanta and you'll be able to
you'll be one of
participate
our guests.
one of our guests on Dining with Shannon and Shirley. And look, we're not messing around over here. Cooking, cooking. We are not messing around over here. So listen, like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right. Peace and
Peace,
blessings.
guys.